Hello again, YouTube, and it's been a minute, hasn't it? Yeah, shit. Um, so this is obviously going to be a vlog, but I've got some stuff to run through, don't I? I was talking on Xbox Live with some of my friends not last night, but a couple nights ago, and I had realized I hadn't made a video in a long time. I didn't realize how long it had been. The last video I made was on December 20th of 2018, which was last year. It's been over a year now. Today is New Year's Eve of 2019. So yeah, it's been a minute. Between working and everything that's gone on in my life in the past year or so, it's been fucking crazy. There's a couple of things that's gone on with the YouTube channel specifically over the past year that I've noticed. I haven't changed anything personally. There's been some things that have happened, across YouTube. That's over the past year. You can look that type of stuff up. Of course, with businesses, that's just how stuff changes. Monetization stuff has changed, all that shit. But over the past year, I've noticed there's a couple most that have, for some reason, started getting views out of nowhere. And most of these videos are to do with Asurion, or me talking about GameStop, or something like that. Most of my videos, I'm lucky to get over, 50 views. It's not a uncommon occurrence for me to get about 25 views per video. So these videos I'm talking about have like over 1,000 views, and they're completely random videos. The highest viewed video I have on my channel is, I think it's like 7,000 views, and it's still the TV unboxing, which I still have the TV. For some reason, that video out of everything is the highest one, and it's not really that special of a TV. It just came from Walmart. There's nothing special about it. But yeah, and we've since changed a whole bunch of stuff at our house around. I'm not going to go through that right now because the big portion of this video is going to be talking about what's happened with me specifically in the past year. Because in this past year, I have gone through a lot of changes. If we back it up to December 20th of last year, I was at Regal. I was a manager there. I'd been a manager there for about, at that point, about 3 years. And starting in the beginning of 2019, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Regal was acquired by Cineworld. There was a bunch of different changes, which I've gone over on this video. There's been a bunch of different changes across the board as far as how management works and restructuring and everything. Well, they went into full effect. They took away our employee passes pretty much. It went from having, if you're a full-time employee, you have 4 passes a week. You have 4 passes a day to go see a movie, you and 3 other people. And then if you're part-time, you had 2 passes a day. Well, then it changed to, if you're full-time and you had to be an assistant manager, you couldn't just be a full-time team lead. It changed to 4 passes a week, which for full-time people, that's not bad. For full-time assistant managers, I mean. Now, anything lower than that, you got 2 passes a week, which is really shit because, we're already working our asses off. The way the new model was for hours, it was very common for me to have 90-hour weeks, sometimes 95, 96-hour weeks. And not that I'm complaining about it, it's just that I don't think, because I liked working. That's not the problem. The problem was I didn't feel like I was appreciated because I'm over here busting my ass and I don't really get anything out of it other than overtime paycheck. And that's automated. If it was up to the financial team, they probably wouldn't even fucking do that. So, I just wasn't feeling appreciated at all. And I understand it's Regal. It's a movie theater company. They're there to make money. They've been around since the '90s. I understand, but employee morale is just way the fuck down, and there's people leaving left and right because of all these different changes. They've got floor staff leaving because of the movie ticket stuff. They've got managers leaving because general managers are getting fired for stupid fucking reasons. And they've got assistant managers that are leaving because they're either getting fired for stupid reasons, or their bosses are getting fired for stupid reasons. They're getting people that are coming in that don't know what the fuck they're doing. So, or they need to be trained by other managers, and they get hired because they have a degree in business, but they have no idea how the theater industry works. So they just kind of come in and they get trained by someone that's under them that doesn't get paid near as much as they do. So it's a whole fucking mess over there at Regal. I don't foresee them being around in the next 15 to 20 years because, you have to give them at least 5 to 6 years to start on a rapid decline unless they start doing stuff better. AMC is currently the biggest theater chain in the world right now. So the way theaters are working, I don't foresee. They're already at a disadvantage because they're already at an all-time low for attendance. For some things where, like Netflix and Hulu and YouTube, are taking over. Why the fuck would you want to go to a movie theater and spend $12, $13 on a ticket alone for a regular seating and regular screen format, and then proceed to pay another $20-something for concessions when you could just stay at home? And there's stuff like Redbox. You can rent stuff for $2, $3 a night, or you could have a streaming service and you're paying $8 or $9 a month. Now they have started doing something where they have a subscription service. AMC started it. Regal made one that's better, but it's all a ploy to just kind of stay relevant because you still have to buy concessions, which is already ungodly expensive. But they're just kind of trying to stay relevant right now is what they're doing. So, January, there was a lot of changes that were brought to us. Some things were not good. Some things were okay. Some things made sense. They improved our tier system and how things worked. And that's just how it was. Well, I stuck around. There was a lot of people that left. But I stuck around. And I became really busy, really fast. And before I knew it, I was the only person that was at Green Hills specifically that had been there as a manager for over a year. I was the go-to person. Everyone came to me for everything. If they didn't know how to do something, they came to me. I still maintained the same position, but then here's where, the sword gets shoved deeper up your ass or down your throat. They took away our reviews, our compensation. They took away our ways of getting evaluations. What they did was they took away our evaluations because we had two different evaluations. We had a 90-day evaluation after you first get hired, and you have an annual one every year from your hire date. They took those away. What those did was it was a review that you sat and you sat down with the employee and you said, hey, look, here's where you need to make improvements. This is what you're doing great at. This is a contingency plan, all that stuff. And then you get a review. Based on your review score is what type of raise you get. It's the maximum is like 25 cents an hour raise. But it's something, at least. So they took the reviews away. So with no replacement plan, mind you. So that didn't really sit well with a lot of people. That didn't sit well with me either. And they said, well, we're doing away with the review process, but we're going to replace it. And it sat around for a better part of almost a year before they had anything. And what they did was they had this thing called the STARS program introduced. And basically what it is you sit in front of a computer and watch videos, and that's how you get a raise. It's not based off of merit. It's not based off of how much you work, how many hours you work, anything that you've done possibly that can be observed by a manager, anything. The only way you get a raise is if you sit and watch 2 or 3 hours of fucking videos, which that's cool and fine and everything, and that's easy to do, because I'll do that all fucking day. But the problem is, dude over here that's worked here for a year has sat there and watched the videos, doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's getting paid more than me, if not the same. And all he's done is watch videos. And I'm over here, I've been with this company for damn near 8 years. And I'm getting paid less than he is. That's just not fair. And he's not even on the same level as me. He's not even on the same level of management that I am, let alone does he have the same amount of tenure that I do. Because there's people, the way that process was going to end up working was team leads were going to start making more than assistant managers were. And assistant managers were higher on the chain than team leads were. But here's the problem. They only released the team lead STARS program. They didn't release the senior team lead one or the assistant manager or the deputy general manager or any of that shit. They only released the team lead one. So it took them a year to do that after they took away the reviews. You see my problem here? So I'm like, how long is it going to take for them to even, because there's floor staff, team lead, senior team lead, assistant manager. I'm up here. How long is it going to take them to get to here? And then I was up for a promotion to deputy general manager. There was a possibility I was going to be able to move back to Aubrey Mills. It was very possible. Honestly, it could have happened. But I'll get to why that didn't happen here in a second. Because there was an opportunity for me to either go to the Providence Theater or me to go back to Aubrey Mills, which I would have fucking loved. But that didn't happen. And then I was thinking, well, if I don't have the assistant manager position and they have to have a STARS program for the deputy general manager, how long is it going to take them to get to that one? Because that's the next step up. It took them a year. They announced it a year before, over a year, that they were taking their reviews away. They had no compensation to replace it in between that time. They gave no one fucking raises at all. And it just pissed a lot of people. It pissed me off, but it pissed a lot of people off that have been there even longer than I have. There was a lot of things that happened. Our director of operations stepped down. He went to go work for a different company. Our district manager transferred to a different district because of the living situations. We got a new district manager that was a fucking asshole. He just recently left Regal, or not Regal, but he transferred to a different district. I'm kind of pissed off that I don't work there with anyone because I fucking hated that man. Because he was just a fucking prick. But other than that, all of that culminating into what happened, I just kind of waited. I was like, well, if I get a promotion, it'll be fine. If I get a promotion, it'll be fine. And I waited. And I waited. And I waited. And I had a lot of overtime. And I waited. And I waited. And I waited some more. And basically, nothing happened. Towards the end of me being at Regal, yes, I left. I left Regal because of a multitude of different reasons. I was getting blamed for stealing things. I was fed up with the company as a whole. And since I left in September of this year, things have not gotten any better. Actually, they've gotten worse than when I left, which is funny, but for me at least. But yeah, I didn't want to leave Regal on bad terms, but they just kind of forced me to, because there was things that were happening in the company. There was people that our general manager that was a replacement for the old one was looking at cameras. He was accusing people of stealing things, and so the one thing I always had was the theater aspect. The people that weren't working in the corporate office, the people that were actually working in the theater, were cool, and everything was fine with that. Well, now the theater part is becoming an issue, and people around there are getting disgruntled, partly because of the corporate office shit and all that horse shit. But then also other things are happening. So I'm like, you know what? Like, fuck this. Really? Just fuck this. If I go to a different job and I get paid way less, I really don't fucking care. It's better than being here and being stressed out all the goddamn time, having 96, close to 100 hours a week, or not a week, every paycheck, and, just being responsible for a whole damn building and I don't get paid. I'm not on the pay scale I should be. And, that's just what happened. Well, I ended up leaving, and I looked for a job for a while, for about a month, and I finally found something that would actually take me. It's funny, too, because there's a lot of places that say they're hiring, and I'll apply to them. And, 8 years, apparently 8 years of the theater industry doesn't mean shit, even if 4.5 years of it is management. So I applied to a lot of different places, ranging from fast food stuff to GameStop to Bass Pro Shop, things in the mall, just a whole bunch. I even applied to AMC, like a whole bunch of different shit. Well, I didn't end up getting anything until like the end of the month, almost October, and I got with Walmart, and I got with their electronics section. Now, I've been there now for about 3 months. I think Christmas Eve was my 3-month mark. So yeah, I left Regal, I went to Walmart. I'm getting paid a significant amount less, but the only reason I took Walmart was because A, no one else had fucking called me back, and B, there's a career opportunity in it. Whether I choose to stay with Walmart, I don't know yet, because there's another 2 or 3 different places that I'm looking at that pay pretty good, and there's one place that I've had 2 interviews for, and I might get that position, so I might change over. But I've been at Walmart for 3 months, and I've worked through Black Friday, I've worked through Thanksgiving, I've worked through Christmas Eve. They're closed on Christmas Day. Our Walmart is not a 24-hour Walmart. It is also not a big supercenter. It's a small supercenter. So there's a lot of ups about ours that, like, you don't have to deal with a whole bunch of different shit. We don't have a couple of different things in our small supercenter. But it is a little bit newer because it was built a couple of years ago. After they tore another building down. So it's been crazy, but I've been in electronics. That's all I plan on doing right now. The next year, if I don't go somewhere else other than Walmart, I do plan on moving up at Walmart to something better, like a management or supervisor position. But we'll just have to see how it goes, because they're supposed to have some sort of a shakeup to where all the managers have to reapply to their jobs, and people are going to transfer different places, and a whole bunch of different stuff is going to happen, and they're going to add some roles. I think they're going to take away some stuff, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. Walmart as a whole hasn't been too bad. It's been better than Regal. I feel more appreciated there, which all these people dog on Walmart for being a shit place to work at. Yes, their attendance policy is a little harsh, but they also give you chances. And if you're good at what you're doing and the managers like you, then, and when I say the managers like you, I mean that you do your fucking job, then, you know, you're going to be fine. That's all there is to it. And, you know, they'll teach you things. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff I don't know about over there, but I know who to go to if I want to learn about stuff. That's just how it is. But yeah, that's, as far as work, that's been my past year, and that's where I'm at now. I'm about to start off 2020, working at Walmart, and just kind of staying there until, you know, that things either even out or I get somewhere else. Other things that have happened in 2019, I've been in some relationships. And yeah, that's basically everything that's happened with my life in the past year or so, or over a year. Relationship drama and work drama. That's about it. That's all that's been going on. I've been busy almost every single day. There's been a couple of times I thought about making a YouTube video, but then I decided not to, and then something distracted me to where I didn't do it. Well, today I woke up at like 9:30 and I was like, you know what? It's the last day of the year. I should probably make a video. At least make it. I don't know if it's going to be out before 2020, but at least make it. And then, you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's just what's been going on. I'm not going to say I'm going to try to upload more videos in the future because I don't know what's going to happen. But remember, like, comment, favorite, subscribe, like the Facebook page will be linked down below in the description. I can't really say a next video like I usually do because I don't know what I'm going to do. 2020, I want to change things for me, and I want to make things to where I can do stuff, because right now I'm 25 years old. I'm still living at my mom's house. I work at Walmart, and, you know, I have a truck note where I pay every month that I can barely fucking make, and I pay my bills, and, you know, it's just hard. I want to make a change. I want to get a better job, at least that's, you know, higher up, if on the command chain than where I'm at, if not somewhere else. And I want to start saving to where I can move out. As much as I love my mom and as much as she loves me and having me around, I want to have my own place, and where I can do what I want to do, and where I can have people come over when I want, and when I can do stuff how the way I want to do it, and not have any kind of repercussions for it, or have some kind of argument, or have to ask someone to do something. So that's where I'm at. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully it won't be a whole nother fucking year before I make another video, but I'm not going to promise anything. So bye for now.